Hi everyone, my name is Edna.
And I'm Mercy.
And this is The Real Conversation.
Your trusted guide in everything real estate here in Kenya.
And as usual, we'd like to say thank you to Centum Real Estate who have sponsored this episode and this podcast. We appreciate. Centum Real Estate is the biggest real estate developer in East and Central Africa. Be sure to check them out on all their socials at Centum Real Estate or Centum Re. And if you have not followed us,
please, what are you doing? The pop-up ndio hii hapa.
Yes.
And in usual fashion,
yes,
we are about to give you guys a really good human being on this earth. Anafanya God's work.
Yeah,
for free. Help you with your money. And money is a very uncomfortable conversation.
It is. And we kept on saying, we're going to tell you guys how to get to that money we keep talking about. Yeah. Saving, investing. Now we are here for practical tips. Yes. Things you can do every day to get you to that goal. Whatever your goal looks like. It could be real estate. It could be something else. But we are pushing for real estate. We are here with a very, very seasoned guest.
Yes. So before we introduce them, pop up iko hapa, push that subscribe button, press that like, press those 3 dots, share to your friends, because this is going to be a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
And I would like to get to introduce our guest of the day. He is from a very big company called Abojani. And I don't know kama unajua Abojani.
Kama haujui Abojani, are you living under a rock?
But anyway, let's get into it and have him introduce himself.
Karibu sana, Robert.
Yay.
Wow. Thank you. That was quite something. So my name is Robert Ochieng.
Yes.
From Abojani Investment. I'm the CEO and co-founder. So what we do at Abojani is just to push and champion financial conversations. So we want to make them like real-life conversations. You live your day-to-day life. And just putting finance as part of that. Because finance is so hidden. But it is probably the reason why you are meeting your friends, the reason why you had a good day, the reason why you're able to go to school, go for holiday, and achieve the things that you really like. So we believe it is more like a life skill, and we've been doing that since 2018, but it dates back to 2014.
Okay, tell us the story of Abojani and
so
how it started.
I hope no one will judge me.
No. Judgment season.
But in 2014, on Valentine's Day, so we met a couple of guys, about 11. So there are about 4 ladies and the rest were guys. So we met at Uhuru Park actually. And the reason we met is because we found out that individual investors, most of them were making mistakes when it comes to investing. Like there's a time someone bought Unga shares at the Nairobi Securities Exchange at 32 Kenya shillings. The shares fell slightly to 29 and they panicked and sold, Then later on it went all the way to 52. So in a couple of months, so you start wondering, what was I thinking? And you're just keeping quiet with that. So when we shared, we realized that we had similar problems. And we decided now to start championing financial conversations. So we'd meet at Norwich Union once every month on a Sunday, and people would come like 200, 300 people. We'd bring people like the Nairobi Securities Exchange, CDSC, financial services companies. So the movement grew and it became overwhelming. So we decided to put it online on a Facebook group. So it's called the Young Nairobi Stock Exchange Investors. So people have been wanting us to change the name, but I believe you are young forever. At least young at heart. Yes. So because of that, we kept on doing, if you go to the group, you'll find there are good conversations, but found out that there's need for structured learning. So this structured learning, it was informed by feedback from the people who had been coming to the sessions. So they would come and say, I have this and that problem. And we realized that typically there are 3 angles when you look at money. You start with the mindset, then you acquire the skill set, then the tool set. So those 3 is like you have a 3-legged table. If you remove one leg, it collapses. So the mindset, you have to be at peace with your money. And the question usually is, like Mercy would ask you, what does money mean to you? You have to answer that first. Because if you don't know what it means to you, you want to take it seriously, it will be coming and it grows. It goes. So once you learn that, then now we go to the next step. What do you want to do with the money? If it means security for you, then it means that if you save 10,000 Kenya shillings, 5,000, you are buying security without knowing. Until that day that something will happen and you realize how big 5,000 Kenya shillings is.
Yeah.
So instead of calling your friend Edna, now she's in a podcast, she can't see her phone, and calling her a scam because she didn't pick, your 5,000 will come through
Yeah.
for you. So it is soft landing in a way, but it is subtle, it is hidden, you can't see it until that day happens. So you really need to define what money means to you. If you want to enjoy your holiday, you know, have a good life, then it means when you are saving, you are buying that. Yeah, so that is usually the first thing that you look at. So that's why mindset is key. Then the second angle is skill set. So skill set is saying, yes, now I know money is important to me. Then how does it work? You know, who deals with money in Kenya? Who are the regulators? You know, what type of mindset do I need to build? What are some of the good money habits? Like here in Kenya, for example, I know both Edna and Mercy, you probably are receiving calls from people who now consider you people of importance in the society simply because you have a salary. So even learning to say no if you really mean it and knowing that is a complete sentence, that's a skill. So you need to arm yourself with this skill set. And we usually say that skill set is the first layer of risk management.
Okay.
Yeah. Because remember, the default is that we are likely not to have skill set. And that's why money is a problem. And that's why even scammers know that the biggest opportunity for them is that we might have worked so hard in our businesses, in our careers, but we might not have money skills, yet we have money. So instead of going to disturb people who are just walking in town, they'll come to hang around where they know the professionals go for lunch. Yes, then they get one of you into the club, you get excited, you bring all of us, and that's why most scams you'll hear they're in hundreds of millions of billions. Yeah. So that's how important now skill set is. It is a tool that arms you, but it also goes with you through the journey. Because now if I've identified the right information and the right thing to do and I do it consistently, then it keeps growing, blossoming. And then now, after skill set, talk about the tool set. So the tool set is to say now, this is what I want to achieve. Like probably at the end of the year, I want to go for holiday and I'll need 60,000 Kenya shillings, right? So I'll need to put aside 5,000 Kenya shillings per month. So if it is a money market fund account or whatever account that you're going to use that can earn you some interest above the inflation rate, you need to go and open it. So hapa hakuna vibes. You get it? Yeah. You are rewarded for doing. Yeah, nima actions too. And if you read all the books on strategy, they usually talk of action. And that's why I feel sorry for people who are too smart to do anything.
It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, the overthinkers, poleni sana. Yeah. There's no reward for knowing all and doing nothing.
Wow. Gems after gems after
Hiyo
gems.
kwanza itaekwa hapo, there's no reward for knowing and doing nothing.
Yes,
Kwanza, something I've taken is, and people don't like hearing this, no is a full statement.
I know.
And you need to know what
How to
money.
say no.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you need to say how to know. And later on, we'll talk about planning and budgeting, how it can help you. Because we also live in a community. Like for us as Abojani, we do a lot of things. Recently, we sponsored an event at University of Nairobi for some engineering students. We support ISEC. You see, so you can still support other people. But the good thing, when you support ISEC, you feel so good. Because they're young people and they're growing, they're optimistic. So you can actually use money to do great and good things.
Mi kwanza, I have something yenye naeza taka tuongelele baadaye. You're saying no as a full statement. I don't know if you have had black tax in your life.
No, it is a big thing.
Yeah, we are going to talk about
We'll talk
it.
about
Yeah,
it.
welcome to
because
Sub-Saharan Africa.
tunahitaji
Officially.
kuongelelea how black, how you can navigate saying no in an African household because it's very difficult. Na hata tulienda na hata tukulizana how our weeks have been.
Oh my God.
But it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah, it is. And wow.
Me, I'm excited.
Very.
I'm about to cause havoc in this town.
I love it here. So my week, honestly, I've had a good week. A good week this week and last week because we didn't meet last week. I decided to be happy. outside of external factors to find worth in just showing up and me being who I am. And it's made me feel so good about myself. But that's the biggest thing I've been doing, honestly. I've been happy, finding happiness in the small things. Yeah, now locking in severely. Where?
It's a pity. I think in Itwaje, we spend a lot of time with Edna, by the way. Tuna.
Yeah.
We work together. We like our lives ziko so
Intertwined.
Kenyan anasema is also
You can
like
complete each other.
Because now hiyo kwanza hiyo ya kulock in sahi lazima to lock in.
Lazima tu.
Tumefika Q2.
We have to
lock
do your
in.
best. Yeah.
But same. I think it's just finding peace in small, tiny moments. Alafu ndio ilibidi we take like a step back. I remember when you're talking about what you're going to talk about in this episode, the coming episode.
Yeah.
Robert, we've been thinking now about bringing people who mtu ana impact. Ukitoka hapa, mtu anasema, yes, nimesikia vizuri.
Yeah, we had to restructure.
So that's what I think
been doing
that
for a while.
has been, hiyo ndio imekuwa my highlight. Like us finding, ilikuwa like we had a vision, tukaingia, but now lock in again.
Yeah,
and then now we have a clear path.
Vision.
And hopefully these conversations give value and at least nione hata mtu akisave, even if one person saves a video, at least we have helped
even
one
decides
person
to not waste their money and put it somewhere where they'll invest.
Yeah, so and I think that's why also I'm happy Robert ako hapa leo. Robert,
how's your week?
How's your week?
How's your life?
How's your life?
My life is great. So what I can say is that there's a book that I read. It is called The Gap and the Gain. So it says that happiness is now. You don't pursue it. Yeah, so if you think that it is tomorrow or there's a day you'll get it, yeah, so because of that I learned that you need to narrow down. So my highlight was that on Sunday we had a family chama. Yes, I was very happy to see relatives. I realized that when you laugh there, the laugh is good. Yeah, so it's good, like you're with the people that you like, people who really care about you, but you're also doing something. Because for me, I believe that even in friendship and social and everything, we need to also build the economic empowerment engine as a people. You know, that's something that is so hidden that you can be spending time. And we later on define 3 things, who friends are, buddies, and friendly.
Wow.
So leo tunaenda kuanikana.
Leo tunaenda kuongea deep things.
Yeah, watu wanaclaiming at friends are a scam. Hiyo tumekata friends. Friends are quite scam.
Kwanza kuna hiyo kitu yenye umesema ya economic
empowerment.
Hebu kwanza sahi have a very heated conversation outside
the camera.
Outside right now.
Before tuanze, I feel like there's something you asked and I don't know if even the people who are listening know. So you asked us, what does money mean to you? I want our listeners to sit down. If you have a notebook, think, what does money actually mean to you? Matthew, what does money mean to you?
Money means, I think I'll say enye watu wamezoea kusikia. Money means freedom. Like money means I am able to do what I want when I want. Like let's say if right now I want to go to Troy restaurant and I go and I decide nasikia kukula hii, I can go and do it. It might be the generic answer, but yeah, I'm here today to learn. Musini judge, guys. Musini judge. But also, Pia, it feels like nataka to be able to make my own decision and not be scared about what will happen kesho, because things can change quick. And I want to be able to live the same sort of lifestyle,
so soft landing,
like nataka ku improve my life, like to be better, freedom, like your freedom. Actually, there is so much pain when you don't know where money will come.
True.
And I feel like it's a blessing and a privilege to have experienced that, so that at least I know how to plan, so that I don't go back to that feeling, because it's a very bad feeling.
The feeling of lack.
The feeling of lack. That feeling of lack ndio utajua hata hiyo smoke ipasua.
Is a luxury.
University students, hiyo smoke ipasua hata hauwezi afford. So that's why I'm telling you, like, it's that feeling. Money means to me being able to do what I want when I want, and not being like living in fear.
Hata Jalas alisema at one of the reason he works hard ni ataki kurudi penye alitoka.
It's a privilege.
He said that.
It's a very huge privilege. And saa zingine people might look at it like kuna kitu yenye ulisema nakwambia leo kuna vitu zenye Robert amekuwa tu akisema. There's something he said God nini nimesema
Economic empowerment.
Apana, money is, it's not a problem for you lacking money. Usijui ulikuwa umeisema.
It's okay to have money problems.
Okay. Yes, it's okay for you to have money problems. And I feel like saa zingine we have to tell people, especially because sahi to you life will be king, but there's someone who is actually suffering. Hajui what to do. So I feel like it's okay for you to have that money problem and for you to live in that feeling.
So that you can
you like live in that feeling, so that at least even when you get that money, your financial discipline and your muscle memory. There's a book we are reading about your body and your hair and like your tears, everything zina remember. So even if you're having that feeling, that emotion, if you live in it, ukipata pesa, unajua vile utapanga. Unaanza sasa hata ni wewe unaenda unatafuta hizi podcast. How to save my money.
How to invest.
And
actually, your point yako, it brings to life like tusisema personal finance is very personal. Sa hapo lazima ukairada. Ujue it's just you and you alone. Unaweza kama na sisi tuko sawa. Na ile time uko sawa, hauko guaranteed ka tutakam through for you. So lazima you look at your own situation, where do you want to go, you know. If you want to have fun, there's living life. So planning for today and also living for today and planning for tomorrow.
And
so it is personal kabisa.
Very personal.
And unfortunately a hard truth that sisi wote hatutakangi kusikia ni you cannot be entitled to anyone's money. Not your parents' money, not your sister's money, not your friends' money. Wako nayo na wewe hauna, they don't have to give you, really.
Robert,
they have to give you
of that.
But a good example, ukiangalia statistics za Retirement Benefit Authority of Kenya, what is happening is that only 14% of the people who have attained retirement age have enough to live off. The rest, they have to go and do those odd jobs. So hata kama ulikuwa unapeana black tax yote na nini, tukifika 65, there's no guarantee that Robert will be there for you, or Edna, or Mercy. So that's why you need to balance in terms of looking at yourself as well as helping other people.
Hey, let me answer that question that I asked. Money
what
for
does
me,
it mean for you?
money for me means security and choice. So security, I don't like living in anxiety. Me, I'd rather know if anything happens, I have a way where I can get money for hospital. I have an emergency fund. I have an emergency fund for me is like 6 months. I should have a way to live without having to expect from other people. So for me, it's just that security that I have this fear. Niliambiwa I should stop the fear of borrowing. Like I have a fear of kuomba. And apparently people get rich by borrowing. But now you see that fear has caused me to have measures in place for me not to bother other people. So for me, money, I'm still getting there. I'm not there yet, but it's something I learned recently. But money for me means a lot of security and choice. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it because I have money somewhere. If I want to do something, I just get up and do it because I've found a way to do it. For me, money is just security and choice.
Yeah, so that's very important because that's the mindset. Like for me, money means, first of all, to ensure that the people around me, they're living a good life and doing things that they love. Then above that, also extending to community, like growing together. Because I've seen like greatness, it comes from a team of people. So like our staff at Abojani, if they can do well in life and their families, the community that I come from, country. So that's how people get ahead. So if let's say you're the richest person in Kenya and you build a mall, you'll still need other people to come and buy stuff.
Shop. Yeah.
So it is called interdependence. So over time, as you build your independence, you need now to move to interdependence, which is the highest level of human interaction. It means that things can just happen to me in a good way because I know Edna or Mercy. Like the phone book should be worth millions. I can make a call. Shida inatoka. You get it? Instead of wasting your time on YouTube, Googling things or Google,
can just
looking
call.
for solutions, you can just call someone and then a solution comes
up.
Yeah, so because of that, interdependence is key, and you need to look at it in terms of relationships, with organizations, with individuals. Some are work or business based, some are family, so those are also very subtle and hidden investments. Yeah, so that's what it means to me. Like if it can help me do things that are bigger than my own small ambitions or dreams. Sometimes you just need food, but there are things that you can do when you have money and they help other people. Like if you can invest in a startup, even the biggest companies that you see, they're all invested because they believed in their ideas. Yes, it's very, very important. Yeah, or someone needs a job and you can help them, you see, because of your network. So I really believe in community and I feel it is safe. So if you can do more of community things, in my opinion, I'm not a health expert, but I think it will even help with mental health issues. Yeah, because if you are friendless, if you have no one to talk to, I've seen some young people who they don't trust anyone, no friends, no family, but they trust therapists. But that's just one person. But you find that if you have more people around you at work, in your personal life, you feel much better.
A village.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So that's the nature of human beings. And that's why we were craving for lockdown period to go so that you can travel, go see the world.
People.
Yes.
Kuwa tu kando ya watu tu.
Yeah, just by being around, you get perspectives, you learn. Yeah.
Okay.
Haya, I think we've given a very good background of what money is. And I think tunaweza anza na like what we were talking about, the plan. I can relate this to what you had said about retirement benefit authority and people coming 14% ndio unapata wako planned.
Yeah.
Why do you think like people are financially inconsistent? Nina to hold back, because regardless of name, sex, age, kuna kwanga saa zingine na financial inconsistency.
Yeah, across all. So like what do you think holds people back? My first thought ni black tax.
But me?
No, black tax tunaekelea.
Tunaekelea sana.
So the first question actually, like one thing that I've seen even for myself is that money is a blind spot. It is a life skill that you all need. Just like you learned some languages, you know how to add 1 + 2, So it is a life skill. It's just that it's subtle and hidden, and that's why now we struggle with it. Because like personally, I did Master of Business Administration at University of Nairobi, and they never taught us about personal finance.
Yeah,
they just teach you how to help businesses become wealthy and grow. Like accounting, financial management for them, but how you can manage your money as an individual, no. So that is why the skill set is very important. And lack of skill set is the default. Because like personally, when I started working, given that my background is computer technologies, we were earning some good amount. And the first 3 years, I did a lot of mistakes.
Example.
Are you free to share? Are you open to sharing?
Yes. So the funny, like in my opinion, side hustle is a pandemic. Yeah. Ni vile tu watu watai kushare pesa wamelose huko. That has come.
Watu wakisema.
Because like personally, it could be over 3M. Between 3 to 4M. Yeah. Zile uko sure, unajua ile unaeka Excel, umwambia this is going to bring 4K per month. Hata job unaanza kuambia mdosi bila yeye kujua tu, unadhani wewe ni nani. That customer is exciting you. Then after a few months now the losses start coming. Yeah. So that's what happened to me. And I think it's just not learning about risk, because I've seen that when you start investing, you need to start with defensive.
Okay.
So defensive means that you don't skip the foundational steps like an emergency fund. Because emergency fund, people might not know, but you're actually buying peace of mind. You're buying peace of mind like this. Yeah. So let's say in a month you need 20K per month for your needs. Yeah, utilities, rent. 30, 30K or 50, whatever you need. If you have 6 months worth of it, it means that if you lose your job now, at least you'll have one problem of looking for another job. It's not the same as someone who has the problem of what to eat tonight or where to get money for rent.
Yeah.
So that peace of mind, it sort of helps you now to start thinking long term. You expand the way you see the world. You can afford to the luxury of thinking 3 months from now. It is a luxury. There's someone who is worried about what to eat tonight. Yeah. So because of that, you find that the peace of mind is key. Then now there's this tried and tested method. Like if you put 10K per month, it is not hype. At the end of the year, you'll have 120,000. Then you can say, let me try something with the 20K. If it doesn't work and you're still putting 10K, you see that portfolio is still growing. Yeah. But now the mistake that I had there, because when you're working in a bank and stuff like that, it is very easy to get unsecured loan of even 1M, 2M, some can even get 5 or 10M.
Yeah.
It is actually a HR benefit. That is what they used to entice or excite you. So you see you're borrowing from your future and you are trying things that you've never done, and then they fail, then you end up paying that loan for something that didn't work. So you see, so those are real skill set issues. So I did computer technology, did MBA, worked in a telco that had mobile money. So that's finance. Did consulting at the Ministry of Finance, was in a bank. So all those things are finance, but not personal finance. So personal finance imejificha, it is so hidden. Yeah. So you can be very good, you're a pilot, you can fly us from here to New York, and we say how you are a great man or woman. But huku chini unaumia mambo ya pesa. So I would just define it as a life skill that you need to be curious and interested in. Then you learn how it works. Then you start building the muscle by actually, if you can save consistently, that is like you're going to university for saving an investment.
If you save consistently.
Yeah, because it will teach you that if money comes in, think of setting it aside. Then it becomes natural. You stop being a struggle. Remember the things that you told me that money means to you? When you are saving, that's actually what you are doing. You are buying security or independence. So if you have a struggle with saving, like if you tell me, for example, that money means happiness to you, then I'll tell you that if you are those friends that are easily irritable when you're broke, tafadhali tafuta pesa ndio tukikupigia tusiregret. Just put your 10K, 20. You're buying that happiness so that when I call you can just talk like friends. Yeah. The poor are easily agitated because imefika ile time ya mwezi. So that's important. And then when you learn the game, the other thing that you need to look at in terms of the skill set is your situation. So the situations are not shared. Whether you come from a hustler background or cool kid, hiyo ndio situation yako. So if you're salaried, that is your situation. If you have irregular income, that is your situation. Yeah, like I met a medic who told me that they're earning like 200 per month and their monthly needs are 50K. But the unfortunate thing where they're working with the county government, sometimes the salary can delay by like 3 months. So I told them what you need to do, just for your own sake, let's be real and assume that when you get that money for 1 month, assume it will take you for 4 months, then save it. And it worked for them because before that they got into mobile debt and stuff like that. So you need to look at that. If you are an entrepreneur, you can have a good match. Then the next time you're going to get money is maybe 5 months from now. So work with that situation. Yeah. And you really need to know that it is not what other people are doing. If they want to buy a car or a phone, that is the situation. Yeah. For me, maybe I can plan to do it 16 months from now. 16 months itafika. Time moves very fast. Yeah. So it's very, very important that as part of skill set, learn how money works. Then see what is it that you want in your life and now apply that. So set goals like short term, medium term, long term, and discipline, because money is about your character and integrity as well. That's why your credit reference report can be used to judge you, unfortunately. It speaks that you're someone who doesn't meet the obligations. You see? So if you can save and invest consistently towards your own goals, we say that's part of self-awareness and self-mastery. You know, these days with social media and other things, it's so easy to find what is wrong with everyone except yourself. So money, kama unawezekea 50k, mi nitafurahia. Like even 10k, I'll see like at least this person told themselves that they're going to do something and they did. For me, that is very powerful.
So I have a question. We have spoken about all this, but for someone who, like a healthy financial system, for someone who is looking at the future, like looking for comfortable retirement. I say comfortable because ni relative. We don't know how people want to live their retirement life.
Yeah.
Or someone who wants to live a comfortable life. What should their financial cycle or their financial systems look like? Like, unafaa kuwa na nini? What should you be avoiding? What places should you be putting your money in? Just as a starter, let's say the person who's listening hajui anything. Like all they do is receive their salary or receive their money from their business. They use it and the cycle continues and they're comfortable, but they now need to start planning. So how should their cycle or their system look like?
Ama hata wenye wana save but mtu ana save aneka tu mshwari.
Like what
that's the only saving system that they know.
Because some of us tulikuwa hapo for a while.
Yeah, but it's good. It's always good to start and you learn. As long as you are getting better, I think that's a good thing. So first of all, since I believe the most of the people who are listening here are young, what you need to know is to learn that money is a byproduct of two things.
Okay.
And first of all, it is a byproduct of value creation. So always ask yourself, what value are you creating for other people? So that's very, and grow it. Grow that skill. If you are in the creative art sector, you know, that creativity of yours, you know, personally, while in campus, I wrote 4 songs. Don't ili hit kwa studio too. But you see, if you can do well with that music and you are making people happy, so don't take yourself for granted that you just want the fame. Yeah, you are creating value for us. When we are bored, we are liking your song. So find ways to earn money from it. You get it? Yeah. Then it means that if you're earning from music and you grow it, you'll earn more money, right? Yeah. So you need to learn how the industry works. If you're a professional, again, if you're in real estate, if you're in financial services, what is it that people want? That you can do more or organization, then you grow. So that also means that you know what we call the source of the river. So it can be your business or career. So it's very, very important to invest that. Then now when it comes to money and your personal life, many people will tell you about their short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. And money is actually a tool for achieving those goals. So when you start seeing it that way, then you'll see there's the bare minimum of living life. So we say there's the 50-30-20 rule. But what it does, it helps you to live a balanced life financially. So look at your needs, which are bare minimum. The things that most of us were spending money on at the peak of COVID. You know, there's no eating out or stuff like that. But we still had to use internet, right? Electricity bills, rent and stuff like that. So look at that. Then number 2 is living life. So living life is anything to do with body, mind and soul. So like leisure, going to the gym, keeping fit, you know, meeting friends, you know, helping the people that you need to help, going back to school. The things that make you a complete and wholesome human being. Okay. So that is the living life. So under needs, you can put at most 50%. Then living life, you can give 30%. Then saving and investing is 20%. 20. Yeah. So that goal that you want to own an apartment 10 years or 5 years from now, that is where the savings should now go. And when you're starting that journey of saving, start with an emergency fund. Remember, you said the emergency fund is what will allow you to start thinking long term. And when it comes to things like home ownership, retirement, they're very long term goals. So you start with the emergency fund, then look at your medium term and long term goals. So when you are balanced financially, you know I can still enjoy life because I have 30% for myself, living life. You get it? Then needs. that's the bare minimum for life, like just need to eat, stuff like that. Then saving and investing, that is the dreams and aspirations that you have, the things that are really close to your heart that you are passionate about. You'll find there the things you need to save for. So when you balance it that way, and then you know it is a journey, then you also know that the more investment you make in your career, the more likely that you can change jobs and earn more, or even get a promotion.
Yeah.
Or if you are in business, you'll get more customers. So when you understand it that way, then I believe you'll be in a very strong foundation. So from a saving and investment point of view, my recommendation number one, if you can do more research or look at what you call money market funds. So there are asset management companies that are regulated by Capital Markets Authority that you can start with. And they're very easy to get into because if you invest, the money earns interest on a daily basis. It is paid at the end of the month. But it grows. The more you leave money there, the more it grows. And it also teaches you that if I find 10K today, I can take maybe 2K for sherehe, 8K I put there. So you start building that journey consistently and practically, and you grow with it. And that is why they say money is silent, because those who have figured it out, it is seamless. Yeah, if I receive 10K, I know where to put it. So there's no need to shout and make noise about it. If I want to go for holiday, maybe I would have put my 10K per month. So at the end of the year, I have 120 and I can go and
for holiday
and have fun. So that discipline, you cannot be taught. We can talk here, but you have to do it. Lazima ufanye. Nika kwenda gym, hata tukikulaika aje and you want to keep fit. I think tu itabidi tu umeenda gym. Si ni kweli? So the same goes with money.
Ni hiyo ya the money, what is money?
Money to you.
I think
you connect, ndio unaona naifanya for security. So it's not a big deal to because security ni yangu. And it's also empowering. We say money management is one of the highest forms of freedom because you are doing what you like and for yourself. Unaona? Yeah, because vitu mob utafanya for other people. If you work somewhere, you're doing it for the company, you serve your friends. But now money is for you, which I believe is a privilege.
It is.
And freedom, yeah.
Na sasa wale wenye income yao iko tuseme irregular na stretched thin. Nilikuwa nikuulize nikasikia ukisema ule wa county. But sasa tunaweza finyilia sasa hiyo point.
Yeah, there's
Mtu mwenye
their income is very
shaky. Anapata 1M. Kesha anapata next month anapata 10K.
Ama mwenye hana anything, you know, we are saying people save 10K, but let's say someone actually earns 20K.
Yeah.
Still a lot of money.
Yes,
But
20K
anyway,
is a lot, but this person needs to know where to start, how to start, because niko sure kila mtu ako na dreams, but you don't know. When you look at the end, it looks so far, but we need to know how. Sasa, okay, I need to find a way to get an emergency fund. Then what next? How do I even start?
A very good question. So hapo nitasema in life please respect your season. History tunasikiaga someone move from an intern to the CEO. Ilifanyika Centum investment na Centum real estate. Yeah. And you can even go and read the stories of people like Joshua Igara. Yeah, it's just the same way ulikuwa class 1. Baadaye ukamaliza shule ukaenda high school, you know, university. So that's how this money game is. So the first thing is the foundational step. So there's that time that I usually say you are a spectator. You are in the battle, you are battling.
Everybody has a battle.
Yeah, hata job ndio umeanza bado watu wa kutrust. Yes. Yeah, ndio unaanza kushikanisha vitu, but baadaye unaona umeshika rada na flow na pia wewe na kamna more finances. So respect your season, and that season just figure out starting with the bare minimum. Can you at least cater for your needs? Then if you can save even 500 bob, start with that. Because 500 bob, if you save in a year you'll have 6,000. Believe you me, kuna watu wengi hata 1,000 leo wanaitafuta. Yeah, but you'll have learned. It means if the salary grows to 30K, you can now do a K per month. You see? Yeah, so that lesson is just learning that it is a journey. Na biashara mingi, even some of the big businesses that we celebrate, zilianza hivyo na one agent, sahi maybe wako na 200K. So everything starts with that, but you are the boss. You are the boss of this money. Yeah. Nika umeanza kudrive from Nanyuki unataka kuget to Mombasa, honestly. should you give up really? Si unajua mahali unaenda and you just know sai tumefika Nairobi, you know. So that seasonality is important and being in charge, and that is why things like saying no is important. Like, you know, there are perceptions like people can see now because I run a financial investment advisory firm. It means that now there's just some money sitting somewhere that I'm perfect. Or since you work for St. Amrid, tunaonaga kwa TV, you are the biggest in East and Central Africa. Hebu tuma hiyo 5K. Na maybe uko ile season mbaya. Just say no. You get it. Don't be distracted. Because now when you have more, you can do more. Yeah. So it's very, very important to learn that where you are is the truth in your konayo. And if you have your truth, like you need to save the little that you have. Or for this month, just focus on the needs, you know, or focus on clearing your debt. The people who are in debt, I've had clients who took 2 years just clearing debt. Then after that, they set up an emergency fund. Then now they're able to save and invest like they had really wanted. So you see, like each person has their truth at a certain time, point in time.
I love that.
Yeah, and so now, okay, is saving enough? Like, I have dreams, but is saving enough for me to get there? There are other ways that I can easily invest to get to where I want to go, because there's this saying and you go around, MMF is just a parking for money. It's not investment.
Is that statement true?
No, it is not.
It is not.
Shida finance kuna a lot of vibes.
Inshallah.
Hiyo ni uongo. Na just kuwasaidia. Acha tusaidiane hapo audience. Senye unasikiza. Please, usiwahi sema statement ka hiyo. Hiyo unaambia watu mali uko in the wealth pyramid. Usiwahi sema tafadhali. Juu kuna watu wanaweza kapesa hata tu kwa fixed deposit na wako sawa. Wamemove wealth across generations. Sawa. Alafu ukisema MMF si investment, that's not true. I can tell you like Abojani, last year tulikuwa na conference, it had 9 sponsors and 350 people attended. And to run that conference, we took money from our money market fund. Yeah.
Like
so money market can allow you to take more risks or do bigger things.
Okay.
So it is the foundation.
Oh my God, that's good.
It is the foundation. Like at ukwe, you are not that smart na you just put 50k per month in money market. Do you know in 10 years you'll have 10M? Kuna watu wamekuwa ki-undo mob na hata wana 2M anywhere. So sometimes money doesn't go with knowing a lot. It's about knowing the right thing, but respect the foundational steps, because the older generation hawakuwa na hizi distractions mob tuko nazo. Because of that, they're able to take us to school, big schools. People leave for the schools they went to. We cannot breathe. Watu kwenda Alliance
girl.
Unaongea na mtu wa Alliance.
But we say, and if we say umilitell.
Nyinyi wote.
So anyways, tunaona walifanya hivyo. So by the personal finance ni wewe na goals zako. Hii mambo yote sijui insurance is this, real estate is this, wachana nazo. Hizo ni polarizing discussions. Because you need to build a portfolio in the long run. So iko na defensive. So imagine umeenda kwa boxing ring, wewe unajua tu kurusha punches and you don't know how to protect yourself. What will happen in the 3rd second, you'll get a technical knockout. Inaitwa TKO. So unaanza na defensive. Defensive ni hiyo money market, nikisave tuseme nimefika 1M, naweza sema acha 100k nifanye nao kitu more risky. If it doesn't work, I still have 900k. Sitaanza kulia hapa vile kichwa karibu iruke. Unaona? As in you are protecting yourself, defensive. So it gives you the luxury to try out new things. That's why the rich keep getting richer. Because they learn the foundational step. Watachukua all the money they have to try out new things. Watu wengine watakoana saving, wanachukua loan, kufanya hizo vitu wanasema ni more popular than MMF. Weke kwa taxi na the rest na ikose kuwork. So it is very, very important that we respect that. Like you are planting the seeds, then now from the seeds you can do more.
Respect the foundational steps.
Umesema kuna MMF. Alafu umemention also fixed
so fixed deposit, I think each generation, to be fair to them, si watu wa fixed deposit. Wanafaa tu kwanza na MMF na maybe sako. Alafu kitu nafaa kujua na MMF is like a money bucket. Hapo ndio pesa yako inafaa kuland. We call it like a collection account as well. Nika it is raining, then uende ukapcha maji, then from there the waters from the rain you can use them uoshe nyumba, uoge, you see. So the MMF now can allow you to invest in things like stocks, you get it, bonds and stuff like that. So it gives you that luxury, but hiyo ndio it is called the unmoved mover, yani ina build the foundation to allow you to do the things that you love. Maybe kuna course unataka kufanya ya like ya AI na inakusaidia kwa job, you need 30k, so utaenda kwa MMF. So MMF ndio imefidi investment, then ukishafanya AI unapata uko more efficient and stuff like that. Maybe you want to buy a camera for your hustle, you get it, itatoka wapi
hapo tu.
Na maybe saa camera itakupatia more returns. So unaona vile ziko related, is not like mutually exclusive. So wealth indagi na polarizing discussion, because kuna watu wako na hundreds of millions kwa SACCOs, kuna fixed deposit hivyo. So but in the long run portfolio work, because like at the peak of COVID when you're na real estate peke yake hawako wanapata rent in some of the houses. Wakawish wangekuwa nayo MMF yenye nalipo per month. So you can do real estate, saa ufanye SACCO, MMF, you know, ufanye hata biz, diversify. Hata biz wanguka. Business anguka ubaki tu ni ile do ulikuwa nayo kwa MMF ndio na wako.
So at least mtu akianza tu like because most of the people age group ni 18 to 25, 35. At least mtu akianza aanze na MMF na ASACO. Alafu aendelee ku build that portfolio. Okay.
Because like shares are slightly risky. Na utanidio capital. So unaona, so tuseme uko na 50 kwa MMF na umeanza shares huko 20. So unaona saa una progress vizuri. Alafu unazibuild. So una learn pia dynamics zao vile zinawak.
Alafu MMF, by tunashinda tukisema MMF, mtu anaweza dhani ni expensive kuingia. Because kuna watu ni 10k, kuna watu ni 5k. Kuna MMF affordable, like kuingia MMF, how much do I need? Ama nenda vile niko.
So kuingia MMF una need as little as 100. But just to encourage us, usiende na hizo tafuta ka 5k hivi pia ndio ufeel. Ndio take seriously. Hiyo si ufundisha watu, like kuna watu wanakuja na mwambia once you are 50k ndio niambie story ya stock market, because najua akiwa na 50k they'll be more serious, you get it. Lakini akiweka 100k hata itakusumbua. But tukiweka 5k hata ukisikia jina kampuni kwa news unapost unasema nyamazeni kwa ni good news ama kuna chomeka, yani it makes you kairada tu yani. Do human beings patia where there's a lot ndio unapatia significance. But you can start that as little as 100 bob. But just be true to yourself. There's no you can be earning 50k on like 100 bob. Umeshinda 100 bob kuweka kwa MMF. So at least 1000. And the good thing now that MMF journey ni ukipata increment you're likely to increase it. Ukipata bonus, so it helps you to capture the money. Ndio in future hata ukitaka kufanya like vitu capital intensive, like you want to buy a car, at least you can even afford down payment. Unajua ukinikujia za banka na uko na down payment already nimekurate higher than mtu ana anything. Juu nitakutrust aje kuchukua pesa mob na ujasho
that
you are good with money. Unaona? So that money starts speaking on your behalf. Inaweza tumika kama collateral. Yani unapanda bei kiasi in financial matters. So it's good to start with it, that you have.
Which companies offer such MMFs, at least for someone today mwenye I don't have 10k, I don't have 5k, niko nako kamia. Na nataka tu kuanza.
So we are not authorized to recommend any company.
But
what I would say, ukienda kwa Capital Markets Authority website, I usually say it is safe when you go with some of the most established when we are just starting as we learn about the rest. So kuna hizo big brands na ukiangalia wanaita CMA Statistical Bulletin, watarank with the size of the fund. So those big ones, hapo ndio safety. There's safety mali watu wako na do ready wako. Unajua nakuaga hivyo. That's what a golf club uko exclusive ama capital club. So ukienda hapo at least unaweza sikia fununu kwa. So start with that, but then you can learn about the rest later. Because when you are starting is all about being defensive.
So umesema kuna a CMA
statistical bulletin.
Enye iko it's available online.
If you just research that.
You'll find alafu ndo Okay,
Na
sawa.
kwanza tuko around, I hope the episode ikitokea watu wako around kulipwa season. Eka hiyo thou, alafu next month utaweka hiyo 5k. Like
anzisha.
just start. I feel like even for me, before I started, my biggest issue was sikuwa naanza. Nilikuwa naanza na mdomo. Nilikuwa nitaanza. Then a week after I'm paid, I have other things to do with my money.
Anonymous.
I have whatever. Yeah, but now let's go back to our podcast and what we mostly talk about, real estate. How does someone know they are ready to invest in real estate? Let's say that's what you've chosen. Kuna signs that someone is ready? Is there a time where you can tell someone, sister, where you are ready? What are the signs? How do you know this person is? Because real estate, I don't say it's something big, but you have to have researched, thought about it, and put your mind into it. So is there a time or a way to know that someone is ready?
So what I would say about real estate, I'm a home ownership. So what we've learned in Abojani, since we started this in 2014, but Abojani was established officially in 2018. Yeah, so you're like an oasis of wealth. Abojani is an acronym. A means African, be bright, O is oasis. Then Jani comes from a Ajani, which is green. So it's the brightness shown upon the desert that turns everything green.
Hey,
Yes. Sinakwambia nilikuwa msanii. Naweza run kiasi. Sasa what we've learned from the people who come to us is that the two big life goals is financial freedom number and home ownership. So unafaa tu kwanza from day one, hata kukuwa na roadmap. You get it? Like penye unafanya mabizi yako, already kuna visions hapo. Unasikiaga, Britain iko 60 years old, KCB is over 100. So there's someone who had a vision and it grew. So because of that, what vision do you have for your life? So financially, the two big ones are your home ownership and financial freedom number. Financial freedom number, in a layperson's language, it means that if you have like 5M currently, if you can put it in government bonds or MMF, it can give you around 50k per month. So it means that if that's all you need, then you don't need to work. That money will be coming monthly.
Actually,
So you need to have that in mind, then you start working towards it. So kuna hizo calculators, money market funds, ama compound interest, they can show you that you'll achieve it in 5 or 10 years. So that is the one big goal. Then the second one is home ownership, and it is a journey. So home ownership is a big problem. Currently, we have less than 40,000 mortgages in Kenya. It's because people have it as an emotional goal. Emotional goal ni vibe tu, unajibamba tu, si ndio?
Nyumba inakaa smart,
but you're not even working
working towards it. Yeah, so for it to be a financial goal, know how much it is, then you work towards it. So kuna kitu inaitwa home ownership bug. It attacks, is like a virus. It attacks people who are mostly between age 35 and 45. So what unasema, it like the second adolescence, where you just wake up na unasema mi ni son of so and so, daughter of so and so. There's no inaweza kai Nairobi bila nyumba.
Nina rent.
Yeah, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Then unakimbia kwa bank kama unafanya funny decision. Then now for the next 20 years, you are paying it. Hata kwa ulikuwa mtu wa masherehe sahi, watu wanakuita, but ni nyumba ndio unafanya. So tutakuuliza, why you just want to own a home only? No. But if you plan for it in advance, you'll have options. Utaona, do I need to buy a piece of land and build, you know?
Yeah.
Do I need to take a mortgage? So mortgage, usually say debt income ratio. Try to ensure that you don't use more than 25% of your net income on rent or mortgage. So you'll see if your salary can afford. Or if the house is 3 million, can I save 500k first, then I take a bank loan? So when you have options and time by day, you're likely to have better outcomes. Because money and emotions are enemies. Tunasemaga finance is boring. It's not as exciting as romance.
Unajua msanii,
ukiona finance, ukiona adrenaline inapanda, hiyo ujue, pause, take at least 24 hours. So that's why ukireason logically, when you sign on 50k, na naanza na 10k, so no, at least una build road. And the younger you are, the easier. Because owning a home is tough. Most people will never achieve it despite working for 20 or 40 years. Because hakuwa no in mind. Alafu, ile time we make emotional decision, it end up in a wachok. So just know that it is a journey. Even 5k is a seed that you can plan. 5k is only 5k in a month, but in a year it is 60k. In 2 years, it is 120 plus interest. 3 years 180.
Yeah.
So 5k is so powerful.
Yeah.
But then kuna watu wamefanya kazi for the last 10 years earning even 100k. If they are saving 5k per month, it would be without interest ni 600k, sindio? But with interest it would be of one name, but hatawana 50k anywhere. So that's why that journey of saving, it is what will now give you options. Juu maybe unaweza anza hivi na vitu zichange kwa real estate sector. Hata kuna nyumba better zenye Centum wako nazo, Centum real estate. So the people who get them, unfortunately, ni bado watu wako na pesa. So that is what we said. You want options, right? And choices. So just start that journey. And know that the two big ideas, like kama ufurahia Faith Kipyegon ama Eliud wakiwin gold medal, I believe that kuachieve financial freedom na kuona home, those are the Olympic gold medals for personal finance.
Wow, I think kuna kitu very important nimepick, and I feel like I should share it again. When you start this journey, when you umesema home ownership, watu wanaiekanga kama an emotional goal. Hata when I'm saying just start, as much as you're just starting, you need to have a goal. Hata ukistart na 10k, 3 months later someone calls you for a trip to Malaysia, you take out all the money, you are nowhere because you didn't have a goal for this saving thing. So when you sit down and you want to own a home, ask yourself when. Let's say for me, it could be at 40 years. Hiyo inanipea a couple of years to plan, kujipanga. Now I can save. Nikiwa at ease, at least si panic that I need to own a home. Okay, I know I'm going to own a home in the next 10 years. So I need to put this and this amount. And nisiguze ndo niweze kufikisha that goal. But if you want to own a home and you don't know when, you don't know how, even if you save, probably there'll be something that will be a bigger need than your home ownership journey. Itakuja at the 9th year. And you'll take the money out.
Last minute.
All that money in your missing, all that time gone.
Yeah, so actually hiyo kuongelea tu hiyo point yako, we said some of the things that need to understand about money ni skill set, right? Like kuangalia regulated players and stuff like that. So one of the things that you need to look at is one rule known as 72 rule when it comes to money. And that is why if you are young, ukiniambia you are young, bado siko excited.
Wow.
Nataka young and bold. Hiyo sasa mwenye excite. Yeah, because if you are bold enough to save 10k per month, that's quite something. So let me tell you 72 rule. So if you take 72 of a rate of return, you'll get the number of years it will take for your money to double. Okay. So let's say say uko na 500k, na you are getting 12% returns. So it means if you leave that money in that account and it continue earning 12%, in 6 years it will be 1M. In 12 years it will be 2M. It will have grown 4 times. In 18 years it will have grown 8 times.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is why the young people have an advantage. Yeah. So ukilearn that the more money stays, the more it grows. Ndio sababu watu tunasema give your money space to breathe. Yeah, money grows with time. So time is your friend. Time ni best yako by the way. That is why you need to take advantage of being young. Hautakuwa young forever. Ukifika 30 tutamove to Gen Alpha.
But I'm so happy we're having such conversation.
Yeah.
It's really good.
This is age, niseme aje, it's not even age bound, this conversation. Someone who's 45, who's 55 is going through the same struggles I'm going through, probably hajui save.
I really like it.
So when I build alafu hii struggle kona as young people, ya YOLO, niko na comeback.
Okay, what
You
will
only
niko na
live
comeback, na hiyo
once.
comeback ni hivyo. You only live once, but there's yoyo. Yoyo is you are on your own. Sa, enda tu Malaysia, utese, but tukirudi phone yako ipotee, ukitaka hiyo 5k ama 10k, you'll be on your own.
Ebu ngoja. I'm living right ini discussion ya tunaongelelea
You're supposed to live for today and plan for tomorrow.
live for today, plan for tomorrow. You only live once. So unasema yoyo.
Yeah,
You
so
are
comeback
on
ya
your
YOLO,
ni.
let's say una earn do yote na unataka kukula yote,
Kula.
is okay, but during retirement, unajua kwanza nyi Gen Z, unajua vitu mob. yani like places to go. Mnajua Sicily
kuna list.
So imagine wale Gen Zs watakuwa na do time ya retirement. Tunasikia tu cruise ship imefika hapo Mombasa.
Watu wameenda
Royal Caribbean, Norwegian cruise. Wameenda wapi? Bermuda. Wanatafuta matrango za the world. Wewe uko 60 something. Unaweza taka kwenda lakini ni means hauna. So that's sema hiyo balance, like from 100% that you get, 50% in the needs, 30% ndio live life na yolo, si ndio? Then now 20% ndio for tomorrow. So ndio ni balance too.
Na I have a question. Ukifanya hiyo 50 30 20, am I doing it with what I earn gross ama net ama, because I feel like unafaa kufanya na net because that's what you have.
Yeah, you only earn net. Hiyo gross ni story.
Gross ni ya mtu mwingine.
Kina shift whatever inaitwa shift ama sha yote na levy na KRA au atachukua yao. Ni katu vile ukienda supermarket unachukua 16% vile, maybe si obvious. Ni kweli.
Hiyo kitu ya 50-30. Kuna siku niliona TikTok, and I don't know kama tunaweza pata hiyo TikTok to share na watu. There's some people who are like people are acknowledging the fact that we should do 50-30-20. I acknowledge it. But now let me use case study ya Rwaka. Let me use case.
Niliambiwa Rwaka
maisha ni sielewi, and it's getting like that
inapanda bei
everywhere in Wasen. It's like yes, vitu zinapanda.
Even talk about your own experience.
Let me now talk about my own experience. Tumeongezewa rent, guys.
Last month. All of a sudden amepewa
loan. Ni mambo huko Rwaka, what happens? Mnapenda kufanyiwa vitu. Ni kweli?
What do you mean?
Inaitwa lazy economy.
Wow.
But now
napenda kuwa delivered. Si tunajudge. Nisikia tu story mahali. Ati maboys, mabachelors. Sasa unapata wako kwa WhatsApp group yao wa kudeliver. Semi ati ni kitu mbaya, but kuna hiyo economy imedevelop. It can be a good thing.
It is
like ni mambo ya Upper Hill, watu wengi ni ama working class over lunch, kuna watu wa deliveria. Na sometimes there's that trade off. Should it be delivered ama ni prepare peke yangu? Unless ufanye hesabu mwenyewe ndio utaona kama hiyo ndio inakula do.
But sasa now,
alafu pia mko karibu na wadosi.
Tuko karibu na wadosi. I think that's also the other thing. Yeah. But nilienda nikaangalia, there was a time I was living, nikianza maisha kitambo sana, guys. Nilianza maisha hapo Githurai, hapo hiyo Kasarani, uko Hunters. There's a road that inakaribia kwenda Githurai. And kuna time now I was helping my cousin look for a house. And rent ime skyrocket. And then rent at the time, like a 1-bedroom, a bed sitter was 6-7K. Sahi a bed sitter is 10-12K. Alafu wanze kucalculate transport, and I think now hii ndio Kenya ina discouraging most young people. Let's have it as it is, because now there is the 50-30-20. This will work for someone who 50 yake with that income fits, but now in this current economy and how things are increasing, kama hiyo sasa fair. I remember tukienda kupanda mat tulilipa 100
from Githurai,
from hadi Tao, na yeye ni mtu ana work Upper Hill. So tukaanza kufanya hesabu, mimi nikiwa huko, because me I knew Kasarani is affordable, because at the time when I was staying, the bed sitter I was staying in was 6K. My fare was 50 bob. Za hivi tu zimepanda. So now for me to be able to maintain 50-30-20, it's very difficult. So I remember that TikTok, nilikaa tu nikasoma comments, people were crying, like young people were crying, and they're saying, I get 50-30-20, but it's very difficult for me to start. Alafu sa mtu atasema, kuna mtu now, najua saa zingine, I understand privilege, but kuna sometimes people with privilege, they'll speak, alafu mtu anasema, but you can go get another career.
Job.
Then sasa mtu anakuambia, I stay at work, like, how can I say, from 8 to 8.
Yeah, I have kids.
Hata wachana, mtu tu ako solo. Tuende, tutaingia story ya kids, because mimi watu wako na kids. I believe they're God's strongest soldiers. Because now I'm thinking now niko peke yangu and then ni hiyo. Like sasa, what does someone in that scenario? Because now that's what's affecting people.
Very, very good economy. One. Yeah, na tulianza na kusema personal finance is very personal
Very
na kuna
personal.
seasons. So hizi guideline at the high level ni about living a balanced life.
Yeah.
So need ndio bare minimum,
basic.
like basic anza nayo, then kuna live life. So hata hiyo salary kidogo bado you need 500 bob hata ka ni leisure, entertainment, because it's part of life. You can't just work. So you have to be very deliberate about that. And whatever you can save. So know the season that you are in and respect that. So you can change the rules slightly, maybe 60%, but over time, ukijua it means that if you get better, then you'll do better. So it's just to know, unajua knowledge haimanishi ati ni academic. Unasema, hii ni wisdom, I know this is a good thing for me, but bado sijafika. Yeah, so it's very, very important that unaanza tu to ensure that at least ndio umepata job, so you've moved a step in your life. Yeah, then things get better over time, and there are seasons that are tough even for businesses and stuff like that.
So nazamua my needs zinakula 70 once zikule 10 saving
20.
Yeah, but saving jaribu tu hata kani 5%.
Yeah,
ni kujifundisha hii tunasema ni kama unalipa school fees ya investing, because when money comes, let's say uko na money market, so ukipata hata 10M you are likely to send it there. But hata kama ujui money market nini sako ni nini, utasema Kenya is too small for you, you disappear. By the time you come back unasema I wish. Na ndio sasa tunasema kuna money market, kuna bonds, you get it. So it's good to have the knowledge, then how you apply it, you customize it to your context. Then money conversation, usijali kitu mwingine anasema, because hiyo ni reality yake. But there's no problem with someone being a billionaire ama being privileged. Juu pia kuna watu walianza the little means na kakua hivyo. So just respect your journey, because pia tukisema people should not talk in a certain way, hiyo ni kaa censorship, and we'll never learn from other people. So it's up to you to be discerning. This is for me, like personally for me, I believe that revenue is the easiest source of funding. So siongea gizo vitu mobs, GSMEs are complaining about bank loan, unaona ama VC funding, because mi nishaona nikifanya job poa, I get more jobs. You know, nata nikienda kuchukua bank loan, I still need the revenue. So I don't go into those spaces. Utaniona nikiongea hapo. So akiongea tu nasema hiyo ni reality yao. So be discerning.
Kubali reality.
Na kubali tu hakuna huyo mtu mwenye ako like in a better position, hakuna makosa amefanya. Ni reality yake. Yeah. Because money goes around, and we are spending, like in Kenya wanasema GDP ni around 10 trillion. So juu in a year 10 trillion in a move in the country. Hiyo mpesa natumia mtu ndio hiyo GDP unasikia. So natumia mtu mwingine na make do. So it's just good to know that wealth goes with being aspirational and believing that tomorrow is gonna be a bright day. Yeah. So for you to grow healthy, you need to build that abundance mindset, and you believe in tomorrow. Na ukiangalia research, we are living longer. So tutakuwa hapa hata koma buda.
Pesa vizuri sasa.
Getting to these goals, I feel like ina require sacrifice. Na ni nini una feel ni kama people need to start sacrificing? Kama ni real estate, let's say nataka kubai shamba, what should I start sacrificing at this very young and bold age of mine?
Yeah, so you're bold enough in a positive way where unajibuild, because for me I believe the only person who is different is that person who has found their truth that are helping them to live the life that they desire. So one of the truths is like money, so learn it and be consistent. Then we talked about money being a byproduct of value creation. And value creation comes from two things: social capital and mental capital. Mental capital is what you know. You get it, like the profession ama ile inaitwa gig yako yenye unajua, like we ni ka plug and play. Unajua mimi napenda watu plug and play, sipendi watu wa mastori, siko baya. Napenda ukiniambia unaweza fanya hii na utamaliza na tunamalizana. Hiyo story ya sijina nani anakuaga poa. Yeah. So because of that, you need to build social capital. So pia the people around you, the kind of conversation they're having is very important. The books you read, the channels you listen to. So just quickly going back to what I told you, there are 3 things for young people. Napa start to make to real. So kuna 3 people. There's friends, they're buddies, na friendly.
Let's get
Sa
into it.
ukiwa young hapo ndio utachanganyikiwa cause mtu mnaendaga naye sherehe mabadis most of them they don't care about your vision and where you are going hata kuambia mmf ni nini you get it so hapo ndio saa ingine sipotea kidogo so unapatia 95% of your time so unabaki na memories too but the future you are not building but friends ni wale watu wanaweza kusupport like nikimwambia by the yenyewe natafuta corporates nimeanza studio hivi unajua mtu Britam CICA ni mtu anaweza mind hata akwambie by then niliona wametuma RFP mahali unaweza rusha na upate unaona mnabuildiana but we are still going out and having fun so you see we overdo social huku Africa na Kenya hiyo ndio shida
to sacrifice hiyo
buddies yani
Buddies, BU.
but msiguze corporate buddies ani mlima wanaweza zima taya so skia so tuna overdo social namwambia watu like hata romance na vitu watu wanazi overdo kuna watu tu wako unhappy in their whole life juu ya romance so social tuache ku overdo Sa, tujue tu it is a basket in life but finance na economic empowerment it is an engine that can do so much for you you get it so friends ni wale watu wanaweza kusupport in terms of hustle or ideas you get it like sahi kuna friend yangu alilose job yake Kenya akapata job UG lakini wako na familia 3 months ago nilipata perfect job for them hapa Kenya wamepata na wamerudi huyo ndio friends unaona sasa usiwahi sema friends ni buddies because friends are quite scam what you need to know be discerning ujue who your friends are so buddies pay you can spend time with them but friends give them more time because that people will build you then that people you need to be friendly with so usisema to any agency you can do whatever you want there are people like your colleagues ama your customers uweze ongelesha vile unataka so hapo you just need to be friendly and cordial you get it and then that's it so knowing those 3 categories usaidia and they'll enrich your mind like ukiangalia vile uko utapata the people around you and the people you listen to in a way they influence you in a positive way but pia it can be the other side so that's a struggle people have and I think you need to look at it like mimi if there's something I'm proud of ni kuwa na good friends so good friends like vile nilikuwa na conference yangu kuna yenye nilikuwa natumia link wanarusha LinkedIn because of that I have 6 friends who brought 30 people so isi wananibuild but bado kuna juzi time tumeenda nyama choma mahali so the rich what they do they mix social na business kani social tu uko nazo and unaona uko golf club wanakunywa wanacheza
wakiongea
make deals so find a way to ensure like one advantage tuko na as techies si kwa hivyo techies like yana na there was even a joke that kuna club fulani hapa nai watu wate kupenda kwenda so wako hivyo au fanya vitu zao social na biz na you get it
tuambie mko ni wapi
tuambie nyuma ya 10
no
hauta plug watu hapa for free
no that one is information that I should be paid to share
yes ndio nasema you would plug them for free
but basically hiyo ni kitu watu wanafaa kujua over time that but the economic empowerment it can even build social like if you have more money you can actually go out to wherever you want holiday but sometimes you give too much attention like musema hata ukiwa TikTok ujue it is an economic platform
someone is making money
like Facebook made over $100 billion so kama u make do labda naweza kuwa niwe tu u make so once you understand it that way then unajua nasema anchors uko na social anchors economic anchors career anchor biz kuna watu sahi busy kikuwa noma kabisa nitawapigia tu wenyewe saa kumeumana you get it au ma anchors ndio come through so that's a foundation also in life if you are spiritual unakuwa na spiritual anchor you get it time yetu si tulikuwa a bit like tulikuwa kana ma aunties na uncles unaweza mwambia vitu wezi ambia mzazi
okay niko na hao
si ndio tunaona saa au ni ma anchors so unapata when you are anchored you are more balanced and you're likely to have better quality decisions juu saa ingine you just need to give a third party your opinion and then they share perspective of course when you make a decision but find you are speaking to the right people Because now social zinakuwa na polarization, so they poor misleading, wako na hizo impressions, ma views.
There's a lot of opinions out here.
here.
Na ndio watu wanafaa kujua they are just opinions. Are they facts?
When you're in control of your circle of influence.
And reality.
Look for your own truth. Yeah.
And also you are a product of what you consume. I feel like even these financial mistakes, if you consume a lot of people who promote consumerism, you will always be buying. If you consume a lot of now Robert, other podcasts that I will not mention here, but they build and they enrich, that's exactly who you're going to become.
True.
Haya, tukiongea hiyo nini ya someone maybe has made a mistake.
Yeah.
Now let's say to pioneer a practical example. I've made a mistake. I took a loan somewhere. Vile ulikuwa unasema you made a mistake. Like what's the step by step like that I can follow? At least I come back on track. Do I clear off my debt and start EMF? Do I start my EMF and clear off my debt? What do I save? Like what do I?
Yeah. Because I have another scenario also. Let's say you're 45, you're 50. Your dream was always having a home. But ukiwa hapo, I'm not there yet, but I'm imagining the feeling. You feel like it's almost a pipe dream. Like it feels like you're late. You've made a lot of mistakes. You feel like there's no time. What do you do? Because in this saving and investment thing, the biggest issue, when you mentioned in the beginning, is inertia. Na huyu mtu ana feel ako stuck. So how do you pick yourself up from there?
Yes. So if you make mistake, the first thing is to acknowledge that you made the mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alafu, if you are in debt, usually what I can say is the easiest budget to reduce new self-development. So naweza sema ka uenda out 3 times in a month, you can go once, just for 6 months, for example, and you'll find maybe we've saved 6K. So if the mobile loan was 10K, you can be able to reduce it. The other thing is to just see what you can cut down in terms of your expenses. And knowing that for these 6 months, I'm not doing this and that because this is where I am and I'm trying to solve a problem. So it is recognizing where you are. And that's why I usually say no is a complete sentence, because when you're telling someone no, you'll be at peace. Yeah, unajua in the situation yangu. And you don't have to share with everyone because some people ni mablabber mouth ataenda kusema kwa watu wengine. So nakanyagia tu but unajua unaisort. But what I would say is that if you are in debt and you are struggling and you have 10K, I would say maybe pay 8K with the debt, 2K eka kwa MMF. Because without MMF, you are likely to be in that debt trap.
Again.
Emergency yote ikitokea ya 2K, you see? So balance that. So jaribu tu kureduce my expenses kidogo. Yeah, if maybe you're working from home and you're able to save, unaona? Yeah. So just find the 3K, the 2K that you can save and then plug it into debt. So that's for young people. For old people, usually I say the advantage that they might have, some of them, they might be earning slightly higher. And I've sat with a client who was 35 and they're able to do 10K per month, not 10K, 100K. And
per month?
Yeah.
Kusave.
So the older you are, the more
you
that you're likely to earn more. So we're talking to older.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. So if you do that in 10 years, you'll have like 20M. You're saving 100K per month. Yeah. So they also have two privileges that are hidden, so they need to take advantage of that. The other thing, you can consolidate your assets. Jondo watu unapata some of the mistakes they made is that they have 3 cars or they have 2 cars. So to optimize your portfolio, you need to let go of some things to build yourself. The consolidation could also come in, like I'm one of them. We used to buy those pieces of land all over. Niko na zingine. So just gather the courage. Just gather the courage. Maybe kazi iko 6, uza 3, you get it. Na ina plug in kwa hiyo hole. So maybe ukizuza ni 6M na debt ni 2M. So unashtuliwa na 2M na actually uko na pesa. So inakuwaga ni portfolio jakaa poa. So inaitwa consolidation. Yeah, so that's very, very important.
You need to inabidi ujikubali. I feel like over the episode, the one thing ni ukae chini, ukubali where you are. If it's your journey, unakubali where your journey is, ukubali. If it's your situation, where it is, unakubali. If all these things, just accept, sit down with yourself and realize the reality of what is going on in your life. Then maybe, not maybe, actually that's where you begin to pick yourself up, or even to start the journey of saving and investing. That's nice.
And the thing is beginning with the end in mind. So you see, like home ownership, it is a big thing. Yeah. So like what we are 35 plus, they start panicking. That's why when you are young, you need to plan for it and just know that I would never need 5M, 10M. Because of that, this is where I'm setting the goal. Yeah. And you find the way money works, there's a way the world conspires to help you achieve your dreams.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Watu wengi sumbuka na lump sum, but hata si lump sum inafaa kuwashtua. Let's say you want to own a home at St. Amri, what is the cheapest house?
2.5.
2.5. Inamaanisha sahi nikiwa na goal ya kuonio 2.5 nikipata 1M itanishtua. Si ndio? But kama sina hiyo, si 1M itafanya niende crazy, si ndio?
By the way.
Si unaona?
Yeah.
But there hakuna mtu hahitaji 1M in Kenya, because 1M in money market fund, for example, gives you only 10k per month. Sata shosho yangu wenye ako over 80, kukiwa na matanga ama place anataka kwenda, she needs to spend some money and she doesn't have to explain herself to me. So utapata 10k in a month ni kidogo. So once we know that, then we'll start seeing that you need to move to 1 million, whether it is in 10 years, 2 million, etc. Gari ukitaka ku-own, likely. So unaona? Yeah, so musema tuanze kuzoea 1M. Saa.
Nishtwe nianze kutravel kila mahali. I have a goal of 30 million for my house. Napata hiyo 1M naanza kufikiria, okay, this can go.
Yeah.
Maybe 50k itakuwa travel ama 190. So it's the balance that we are talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this has been a very enlightening session.
Enlightening.
And there are very many tips and insights.
Lazima kutakuwa na part 2, I feel
kutakuwa
like.
na part 2.
Na nitaleta Gen Zs.
Walete
to share story yetu juu. One thing we do as Abojani, si ni as real as it gets. Because vile Abojani ilikuwa, tulianza na hiyo hapo Uhuru Park when 10 people met. Then later on nikaenda na Ochieng, then tukaanza masterclass. So masterclass vile lianza, like watu wengi sana they felt entitled kutulizaga maswali. Uko home on Sunday wanakutext WhatsApp. Because wanasema si ndio tunamake hizo nini zetu za na Ochieng ziwako. So you have to answer me. Tukona is unsustainable. So we texted 100 people through WhatsApp, Facebook, email. The people had ever asked us a question, and we said, if we had a WhatsApp class that is structured and is offering personal finance and investment, would you pay? So out of the 100 people, 50 people said yes. Then 30 people paid 2,500 each. Hata wako wanajua na kamkula nini. So that is trust. So vile tulianza hivyo, alafu hiyo ilikuwa November 2018, then DEC, around 30 something people joined, then Jan 53 hivyo. Then tumegrow hivyo. Alafu bado nilikuwaga corporate. Nikiwaka corporate. Yeah, so 2021, from 2018 2021 ndo nilitoka nikajoin corporate. So hiyo time nikijoin Abojani full time, we couldn't afford to have our own office. So went to a co-working space, shared space, until May last year. So by May last year tulikuwa save enough to be able to do interior design for our office. Na sai tuko hapo. So unaona it has been a journey. So vitu si usema si tumezilive. Like for me even after making the mistake 2014 nilipata na financial planner. Akanieka chini tukaona nikisave this much hata nijifanye tu dumb na nifanye tu kitu ameniambia it will work, and it worked, because around 2019 I started feeling like I was now ready. Of course COVID came and confused everything. No one wanted to make any decision during COVID. But 2021 I got that courage, because ilifika birthday yangu in Feb na nikasema kaende na nikatuma resignation na sahi niko hapa 4 years. So as tuko really na tuko na watu wengi wamekama wamesave over 600 wamesave from scratch to 1M. Either in 6 months, 4 years, you get it. So because of that, what we are sharing with people is something that has been achieved with people. We have entrepreneurs who people used just tell them that finance ni bank loans. But say wameanza kusave. Mwambia create an extra employee. Let's say you have 10 or 22. So the 23rd one will only pay to salary 100 keka kwa money market. Wana realize sometimes when things are tough, that's what they can go back to. Because hata ukichukua bank loan, you need money. So these practical lessons that we are sharing with you and Gen Zs is just to show that consistency works and it is real. Kuliko hiyo kudanganya as a motivational speaker, you know. So usually I tell people we are not a school. Hapa come when you are ready to do. Because when you do, hata unanipatia pride. Nikienda mahali kuongea about Abojani, I know we are having impact. You get it? Yeah, and also I'm not a motivational speaker because hata nikikuinspire if you do nothing. So you better me ukinitumia screenshot to make a 5k money market. Hiyo tu ndio time nimemake impact. Yeah, because utagrow na let's say 10 years from now kuna investment tunataka kufanya. Nitarudi kwa nani? Ni wewe. Sino? Yeah, na tunajengeana na tunagrow.
How can our listeners maybe plug into your resources?
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Now you've given us what you guys do and where are you guys? How can mtu akisema I want you guys to help me?
Yeah, what services do you guys offer? What resources can you give?
Alafu we will insert we'll insert the links to your social media also for people who want to reach you.
Inquire.
Yeah, so at the bare minimum, Sue runs on a masterclass. So masterclass to realize that the biggest gap in financial education or awareness.
Yeah, true.
So I like to call it awareness. Atutumiagi financial literacy. Ini controversial. Mtu atasema unaona mimi illiterate.
So, professional.
Tunaona tu ni life skill you can learn. Yeah, nika relationship. Vile tu you can learn other dynamics of life. So money is also at the center of it. Is a life skill that you need to learn. So that financial intelligence that can make you to be discerning, you know, to know the right thing of you for you. So we do the masterclass. It's 3 weeks on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So like the one for me is starting on 12th. Yeah, June will have its own. So that is the bare minimum. Ndio tusianze kualizana ati what is an MMF, what are treasury bills and bonds, what are SACCOs. Ukishajua hizo, sasa utakuwa unauliza intelligent questions like 50k, what can I do with it? Unajua saa is an elevated conversation. So after the masterclass, we also offer financial advice. So at a fee. Yeah, so you can come to offices at Manga House, Kiambere Road, Kwapa Hill, next to Coop Trust and NCBA House.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the two main things, but we have a lot of resources on our X. Yeah, so X channel, if you go at the Abojani, Facebook, we have a group, the Young Nairobi Stock Exchange Investors, and on LinkedIn, we do very good content as well. On my personal account, it's Robert Ochieng and Abojani Investment. And we do a lot of X Spaces webinars. Yeah. So the thing with financial literacy, sometimes financial literacy can lead to choice fatigue. So if you find that you have a choice fatigue, then now the next thing you need is financial advice. Which is personal. So you say financial education is done in public, financial advice is done in private. Ni kavula unaendaga hosi doki anafunga mlango akisema did you travel outside Nairobi, stuff like that. Sindio? Well, maybe we'll travel na me sick travel. So you see, advice is very personalized. Yeah, but let any situation not overwhelm anyone. If you have a financial situation, you can reach out. We can see if you can be helped. And sometimes we have partners who can shed more light. Like, kama nikitia real estate, na mi si expert, naweza Shana Center, Money Market, we have partners, banks and stuff like that. So that's what we do. And we are a movement about economic empowerment. And we have saving and investment challenges. Like there's 1 million challenge, 5 million, 10. For me, I feel that's the easiest way to do this thing. History mingi ati impressions, views, I'm not interested. What I'm interested in your journey, are you in a place where you can afford 1 month worth of emergency fund, 3 months and growing, unajua kitika hiyo. If you want to own a car, are you on a journey towards that? For me, it's goal based. Like, what do you want to do with your money, and you're achieving it? Are you achieving it?
Do you guys have like budgeting tools or tools to track expenses? Because I feel like hapo ndio wengi wetu hupotea.
Yeah, we have a budgeting template and also compound interest calculator. And we do a lot of stories. So people share with us stories that we share on X and stuff like that. There are different situations. Some of them, when I read, I felt like this can't be real, but it is real. Kuna character development zinatoka from relationships, marriage, families. So money iko kila mahali. Kuna wenye wamechoka na job, wameresign, unaona? So they share those stories. Ndio hata wewe, you have it like this something that I need to know. and kuna entrepreneurs wamefanya kazi for the last 20 years na wana hata shilingi kwa bank account. Ni loans wana o banks.
Yeah.
So those stories are just like day-to-day conversation.
Yeah.
So people need to know that just like you have time for entertainment, for work, also create time for your money. And finally on that one, we usually say that try to put at least 1 hour in a month, 1 hour to look at your finances. Because 1 hour in a month is like half a day in a year. So if your money is important, give it time. Then give it time, you'll have clarity. Because I think all we are talking about here is clarity, right? So if you have clarity, I think you're likely to have better outcomes. Yeah.
If your money,
Such a lovely thing.
yeah, if your money is important, give it time.
It's a nice way to end today's conversation.
Lazima ukuje for part 2.
Lazima ukuje
so
for part
much
2.
to talk about family dynamics in terms of marriage, relationships, your work,
navigating money with relationships
and children and all
children.
that. Lazima urudi, lazima urudi. Hata hatujaguzia
Nasikia
black
soko ni
tax.
chafu.
Kubaya.
Kubaya
Mimi
sana.
tumetulia tu ongei.
But acha niambie Gen Z, I'm talking to the gentleman. Me, the lesson I was told is that when dating, the lady should afford to buy me coffee, at least 200 bob.
Okay.
See, that's a good
reasonable.
It's a good reason.
But the Edna, to be honest, Edna, sindio, Mercy, kama unapenda mtu, wezi spare 200 bob buy a coffee. Ama tai siku ya birthday. Nasema tu hizo ni indicator mzuri. Tunaangalia tu data point. Isikwe one way. Jisa ingine maze, mnapatia pressure ama
affording is another topic. Payment is also another topic. But tutaongelelea.
But gentlemen wanapata pressure. Nimesikia soko hivyo.
Ni kubaya.
Labda tulete a gentleman hiyo siku. And a lady from Abojani, they talk about the experiences and what they've had.
Yeah, true. They'll come in that age group. But finally, what I want to tell Gen Z, which is very important, please know that interdependence is key. Because now, with the age of self-development, hype, not a social media, kuna lot of, is all about you and me, and I'm independent, that has been sold. But the subtle and hidden thing about life is that it is interdependence. So the aspect of community, you see, like people who are like-minded, whether it is in your career, your hustle, friendship, is very, very important. Hiyo ndio anka kubwa ya life yenye watu wajaijua. Because interdependence level, things happen because of who you know and who's got your back. It is seamless. So it is more superior to being independent. Because hata ukiwa independent, you might need blood donation, you might need support from other people. Even with all the money, hata ukiwa CEO and you have all the money and a big car, sometimes you need a driver, a chef. So that's something that is really hidden. And if you look at it, that's the language of money, and it is hidden. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you'll need customers. If you are a professional, you need a company or someone to offer the service to. So they're interlinked, and money is a byproduct of the relationship with other people. Thank you.
By the way, I feel like tap into your connections. Kila mtu sahi penye uko niko sure you know someone who's done finance and who knows finance. We have a finance guy in our office mwenye unipea advice once in a while. Sasa Jose. So please do tap into your community. I feel like that's where you're going to grow. But anyway, that has been it, and this is it for today's episode. This has been The Real Conversation. You can follow us on TikTok, Spotify, and Instagram at The Real Conversation KE. Please do listen to us. For those who are listening on Spotify, you can come and watch us on YouTube at Centum Real Estate's official YouTube channel. And thank you, Robert, for coming. We appreciate you so much. You're a frequent guest here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Sana. So this has been it from The Real Conversation. See you next week, same time, same place.
Bye-bye. Robert,
Salim.
Bye.
Abojani.